The Whirlwind Spin to Win Barbarian. This time with a dual wheel setup. Ramalaldi, Magnus Opus, and a bunch of Max Fury. And we are back here where it all started when Diablo 4 launched in June of last year, 2023. Here I'm like really strong. And I can even ignore most mechanics. You see this like lightning storm here that procs like... I can completely ignore it because my character is so strong. Spin to win. Barbarian, man. Let's go. It's the play, man. This time we have charge in our arsenal. Here we're hitting for like 8 million and just like... No, having a good time. I'm blasting through this. Whirlwind is back for the hardest content in the game. I mean, hardest content... There's content in the game, but if it's hard, that's for you to decide. But yeah, man, we just spin, and we dual wield the spin. We can use some charge to get them together. And it just feels really good, man. Like murdering all these guys. Spin to win is back. But I mean, I still really hope that they will buff Whirlwind a bit. But I mean, at least this, like, part of it is fun. I'm happy to be spinning again a bit. Yeah, there's a pack here. Chop, chop, chop. I think there was a DR guy. Pack is dead. We have to go... Should be up there, right? Oh man, I did this dungeon a lot on launch. It was so much fun when I played it back then. Could actually combine this with Ancestral Charge as well. But like Charge basically gives us the effect for our berserking. Like it gives us basically perma berserking. And this is a boss fight, man. Plup that. Oh, this build is strong, man. I enjoy it a lot. Spin to win, baby. Not like 100% back. I mean, I have like really good gear and stuff, but man, it's fun, dude. I like it. So this is Whirlwind with Ramalalis. Actually, like 10 million ticks sometimes, yes? Yeah, we will do Duriel. I'll have it in the introduction here. But like, let's go over the build real quick. I just want to showcase this to you because, yeah, this is a lot of fun to play. So right now we're rocking Harlequin's Crest. Juggernaut aspect here for our maximum armor. It's like even over cap right now. Then we have the gloves here that give us crit chance, and we have very high crit in this build. We actually have a base of, let me see, crit chance. I'm lost. So many crits. Okay, there, we have 44, and actually have 1,000 crit damage here with the Grand Papa. So this has been incredible. And what we do to boost our crit chance is we get 15 from the pet alone. With efficiency support, at least on like single targets that live. Everything that else that dies in a second doesn't matter anyways. So we're already getting to 60%. And then we also are getting here another 24 whenever we channel for a bit. So that is going to give us 86%. And we also have our flawless technique in the Paragon board, which is actually doubling with Whirlwind. And we are basically about 90% crit chance. You can also add the Mortal Draw Glyph and just weapon swap, but many people don't really like weapon swap, so I'm just dual wielding on all my skills here. But if you're adding Mortal Draw, it would give you another, I think it's 18, like definitely putting you at 100% here. Swapping weapons. This one's snapshots for Whirlwind, so you can, if you want 100% crit chance, if 90 isn't enough, you can add Mortal Draw and drop some other glyph and get 100% crit chance. And then by switching weapons, then you would assign your charge to your mace, to 200 mace, and then you would just snapshot it and get 100% crit chance. But 90% is quite a lot. And we're scaling all the crit here with Grandpapa and all our crit scalers. But yeah, that's what we have. The gloves here, crit chance. I think all of that strength is pretty good. Keep in mind, guys, Whirlwind is definitely not the strongest build in the game, but it's one of the most iconic, one of the most fun. And right now, Whirlwind does not work with like half your offensive arsenal. It doesn't work with attack speed at all. So you don't want attack speed on the gloves. It also does not work with any overpower. Like Whirlwind itself cannot overpower. So that's a big DPS loss. And Whirlwind can also not proc your Ring of Red Furor. I don't have it right now, but like the ring that gives you max crit chance. But again, we have this aspect here for Whirlwind that boosts the crit chance, so I think that's okay. Still, you're not getting a lot of the crit. And then we are running Talbot's Will. This is also the reason why we have Charge. A Charge not only makes us unstoppable for Talbot's Will, which also gives us resources here. If ever I need resource, I just charge and get resources, like 100 Fury here. And this is without my multipliers. If I have like Rallying Cry or Berserking or Wrath the Berserking up, I get even more resources, right? So this one is our Fury battery and also gives us unstoppable. You want to use this like every 4 seconds or something if you don't have Rallying Cry and you don't have Wrath the Berserker, just to maintain it unstoppable. And then we have unstoppable movement speed bonus here on the boots. Also all rest. This is how we... I mean, I'm not 100% capped on all rest, but I'm pretty good. So you get like double rest on the boots, and then you have triple rest on your jewelry, basically. And we are playing Starless Sky and Melted Art, because Melted Art gives us extra fury. And we're also using the, if you're wondering how much it gets so much fury, we're also using the Resourcefulness Elixir. And this also becomes a crazy damage multiplier, right? We have 314 fury, and we get 0.4 from Ramalaldi's. So we have 314 times 0.4. It actually gives us 2.25, like 225% extra DPS. But yeah, this also like works with the all res. So almost max. If you want, like for pushing, you can use an elixir, but you don't, an instance, but you don't need that. Then we're rocking Limitless Rage here. We choose either close or crit damage. Crit damage is slightly better. I just don't have a weapon like that right now because it scales with your grandfather and it's doubling it again. So that's pretty cool. But again, if you don't have it, close damage works as well. You don't want to overpower, again, it doesn't scale. And then Ramalaldi's here, you want to have high item power because, again, you are dual wielding. You have to dual wield to make use of the multiplier. So high fury, high secondary is always good. And then here on this mace, I have overpower right now. Obviously, you want close or crit damage. I just don't have one right now. In Edgemaster, this one can be snapshotted, same way as Limitless Rage can be snapshotted. So you would just basically get to full fury. See if there's a couple enemies here. Oh yeah, there is more than a couple. Like get to full fury, and then if you have the 60 stacks, you just start whirlwinding. And if you don't let go, this effect is now snapshotted, and it's gonna last forever. Same for the Edgemaster. So that's very chill. Like you just like have max fury once, and then you just don't let go of your button, and for the next 5 seconds at least, until you need to charge again for your unstoppable. If you don't have Rallying Cry up. To then have the multiplier permanently. But that's pretty cool. Then we have obviously the Grandfather, Ring of Starless Sky. This one has been changed now. It also applies the Fury cost reduction to our Whirlwind. And we are using Unbridled Rage here, so there's also an alternative here to do Unconstrained. If you also want your charge to do damage, you can also add Ancestral Charge for your charge to do even more damage. But I mean, we're already doing 10 million per Whirlwind tick, and Whirlwind is ticking multiple times a second. So we essentially have like 20-30 million DPS. Which is actually pretty good. I was pretty surprised by how high this build now hits, and that's really cool. So yeah, that's a lot, and yeah, you get a lot of fury cost reduction by it. So here, you see, I have a 30 fury cost only, even though without Starless Sky, see, like let the buff drop, it's 50. So this one gives us 20 fury that we drain less per second. That also allows us to get away without playing any resource aspect. Previously, we would play a Bold Chieftain and Echoing Fury to you know, get Fury with our shots, but we have the Talbot's Will plus the Ring of Starless Sky, and even with Unbridled Rage, 50 cost per second, we have enough Fury just to, you know, just to spin around like and not drop whenever we hit enemies. And then we have the Melted Heart. This one basically this makes this build completely immortal. Like I think you only saw the life drop whenever I was poisoned in this run, because there was all the spiders exploding. But in the end, Melted Heart gives you insane toughness, and together with Juggernaut, you're practically unkillable, and you still have insane DPS. I will showcase this to you on Duriel and stuff here in a bit. And yeah, that's pretty much the gear. So a pretty cool setup, I think. I mean, obviously there's lots of Uber Uniques. You could also add Doombringer, but Edgemaster is actually a better DPS option. And yeah, I just realized I don't even have a 925 weapon. Yeah, I will definitely change that. And see, there's a lot more stuff to optimize here. So you can probably hit like 12 million Whirlwind ticks. It's gonna be pretty insane. And then on the expertise here, you have 200x for more DPS. You can also go with 200 sword to add bleed. But I feel you don't really need that. You get the bleed with the strategy that we use here. If we go to our skill tree, we get bleed from Outburst, Tough as Nail. This does not trigger on every enemy. but it triggers on the boss. As soon as they attack you, or every enemy that lives longer than a second, as soon as they attack you, they touch you once and they are bleeding. And bleeding will unlock some other buffs that we will talk about in a second. So we have 2 points to unlock. Then we are just playing Whirlwind here, with Violent Whirlwind. You can also put in points in Pressure Point if you are expected to have a fight that lasts longer than your exploit, vulnerable duration. Because that's the way how we always reapplied exploit if it's needed. But right now, everything dies in 3 seconds, including any boss on tier 100, so it's not necessary. But if you would fight like Duriel in a form and party, I would definitely recommend taking points off charge here, like you see we have 4 points here, and take them into Pressure Point. But yeah, not needed here. We have some life. We have Rallying Cry with either Fortify or Resources, depends a bit on your setup. I think Resources is better. We get Fortify from our pet. Then we have these 2 points for bleeds. We have a triple point in Warcry for DPS, Booming Voice for longer shouts, movement speed here really important. And then yeah, we just play these for movement, like leap over walls and stuff. I think speed is gonna be key. Obviously you can play challenging shout instead of leap if you feel like you're dying, and then put 3 points in here, but it's not really needed. And we are playing perma berserking basically with our charge. Whenever we charge an enemy with charge and battle fever, we keep our berserking up. This is how we maintain berserking. There's also the option to switch your boots to the relentless berserker utility aspect. This has been a very reliable source of berserking, but I feel charge is just slightly better. You will have to interrupt your whirlwind every like 5 seconds, but it's not really the end of the world because your damage is so high. And then yeah, Fortify from our pet, close, we are Whirlwind Barb. We're using bludgeoning weapons, so Wallop is king, Wrath the Berserk, and Unbridled Rage, big DPS. You can also play Unconstrained if you run into resource issues. If you don't have Starless Sky, I recommend going Unconstrained. I'll put the no Uber version in the description as well. I still have to make it though. And then to the Paragon board. This one has been very optimized and is pretty interesting. So we have Exploit here, which basically allows us to get vulnerable. If we had more Paragon points, we would skill these too, but right now there's no Paragon points. And keep in mind, you don't need any armor. You don't need to take any armor, because you just have armor cap easy with Juggernaut. Even if you like have a bad roll, you should have armor cap. Like you need like 13k, 13.2. So very easy to reach with Juggernaut. Yeah, then we have all the max fury nodes here. We have Wrath here. Again, this one together with Grandfather is really good. It also gives you extra fury. And yeah, maximum fury is very good. Here we are rocking Ira. We are rocking Blood Rage. So Ira just gives us berserking damage. We always stack berserking, separate multiplier and additive. Good stuff. We don't need Carnage in this build because again, attack speed doesn't really help us with Whirlwind. Doesn't make it tick faster. I really hope that they will change this in the future, but right now attack speed doesn't work with Whirlwind, so we don't need it. Then we have the 100 buffer here. It also multiplies some of the bleeding nodes. Again, we get bleeding from our thorns. Blood Rage here, 69 multiplier, good number. If you have one more point, you can put it up here. I think I can min-max 1 point somewhere. Or not these ones, because these are multiplied. But yeah, there's definitely a few more things that you can do. I don't know, if I would find a point, like you can use this one here. Or a bit more berserking. See, now this one should be 70. Yeah, probably worth it. Because bleeding only really works against the bosses. But that's also only the only way where you need it. Probably we're gonna do this. No need for the DR. We're tanky enough anyways. But yeah, the planner is gonna be in the description. And then here we have the new board that we don't really use too much outside of Whirlwind, but it's Flawless Technique. And we have all the 100 multipliers here in combination with Marshall. It gives us the shout and the charge cooldowns, really useful. It also reduces the cooldown of our Wrath of the Berserk. And then up here we are playing Imbiber, more damage while we're healthy. This is how I managed to hit those 10 million ticks with Whirlwind and Decimator. We can't overpower, but we still get the 10% from just making enemies vulnerable with our exploit. And yeah, that's pretty much the run. I will do some more boss tests and stuff. And yeah, probably get a new 100 here for some more DPS. And I think this is going to be a very strong build for the current game. Overall, we don't know. There's going to be a big balance patch with the dev stream coming up here. They already talked about that they're going to do a lot of balance changes. So we might see a change for the Barbarian. Lots of people are saying that Hoda might get a nerf or Charge might get a nerf. We will see. I would more advocate for buffs, but we don't know what's gonna happen. Whirlwind is definitely a weak build right now, and like in comparison to Hoda or Charge Barb. So it would be cool, I think, to see Whirlwind working with attack speed and or overpower. And then we'd have a really powerful build also for hard content. But yeah, Whirlwind is a very cool build for any kind of speed content, which is like all of the game right now. It can also kill all of the bosses. Pretty comfortable. So yeah, if you wanna be, you know, like play this nostalgic build again that we played just like this in the start of the game, this is the most exciting build for me. I love this build. I love the spin to win playstyle, and I really hope we're gonna see a bit of love to it in the future, and some of these like make some of these offensive mechanics like attack speed and overpower work with Whirlwind. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll leave you with some clips. Take care, my friends. GG. Okay, so we use this and we spin. He's just dead, dude. No Godslayer even. I think we can do like 15-16 million with Godslayer. Well, that is Whirlwind, Barb versus Duriel. GG, man. Okay, now we're fighting some Lilith. This should work. Let's go. Whirlwind Barb on the comeback, boys. We're going phase 2. Chop, 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 chop. She's dead. Great. Let's go. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.